Okay, so my first thrift flip item is this box, and I don't know what this box originally was used for. I'm assuming some kind of like umbrella holder storage thing or something. But anyway, I didn't want those little hearts on the top, so I had my husband cut those off for me. And I could have done this, but I just wanted to be able to video the process, so I had him do it, and then I sanded off the top there, and then the next thing I did was paint this. I don't have the footage of me putting on the first coat, but you all know how to do that. So I put on one coat, and then I put on a second coat on this side only, just because I wanted to cover up that design. And that was the color Java by, I think, it wasn't Waverly, it's like that folk art brand. Anyway, and then this is those two colors, Warm Buff and Toasted Marshmallow, and I just took them and dry brushed them on with my chip brush, and then I take my other nice brush that still has brown on it, and I just kind of blend it in, you know, and I just keep doing this on every side until I get it how I like it. Okay, and then I cut out a stencil with my Cricut, and it says, "Friends and family gather here," with a little heart. And so all I'm doing here is weeding the inside portion, because like I said, this is a stencil. So I'm going to be like transferring this piece over to my box, and then I'm going to stencil the inside there. But ended up like my Cricut for some reason didn't print the E, both of the E's and the word here. So that was super annoying. My Cricut honestly drives me crazy. I don't know. And then doing this weeding process also drives me crazy too. I honestly do not enjoy it. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't enjoy it. But anyway, the results are always super cute, so I do it anyway. But then I took my transfer paper here, or transfer tape, and I always use this too small of a piece just because I use what I have on hand, and I reuse my transfer tape like till it doesn't even stick at all anymore. But I find that works out better anyway. So like I said, yeah, I just reuse an old piece, and this piece was too small, but I just make it work anyway. I probably could have gotten just a slightly bit bigger piece so that I could have got that E all the way picked up. But anyway, transferred it onto the box and pressed it down really good so that I didn't get any paint under the stencil. And then I peeled that transfer tape up really slowly. It's sped up here, but you have to go pretty slow on that part, or it ends up pulling up your stencil. And like I said, when your transfer tape isn't as sticky, this part's a lot easier because it separates from your stencil a lot easier. So like I said, yeah, definitely like de-stick your transfer tape. Okay, and then I had to go in and like put the little E back in place where it went. So that was kind of annoying, but it's okay. And then I go ahead and start stenciling, and I use the lighter color of my two beiges. I can't remember which color's lighter. I think the Toasted Marshmallow this is Toasted Marshmallow. It's the lighter color. And then I do end up doing two coats on this. So I do the one, and then I blow dry it in between, and then I do the second coat just to make sure. Well, you know, when it's wet, you can't really do a second coat very well. But yeah, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. So anyways, two coats on that. And then I have to go in here in a second, and I had to freehand the E's. So, which I'm actually really proud of. I think they turned out really well. And if I hadn't have like videoed this process, I think you would not even know that I had to paint the E's in on my own. So I'm pretty proud of that. You'll see here in a second. Okay, and then the best part, pulling up the stencil. But this is super not satisfying because it looks not great. But anyway, I pulled out all the middles, so that makes it look a little bit better. And then I go back in, like I said here, and I have to paint on those E's, which really like intimidated me at first, but it ends up being fine, and it was all good. So. And I know some people will probably be like, why didn't you just print out the word, you know, reprint the word, you know, make it easier on yourself. But honestly, this is easier for me just to paint it in than to get out my Cricut, get out all the stuff and just reprint out the words. So honestly, like while I have the paint out, it's just, this is easier for me. But if you're, you know, like kind of I'm not a perfectionist, so if you are and this bothers you, then definitely just reprint it if this happens to you, for sure. But like I said, this doesn't bother me, and I felt comfortable. Well, I didn't. I was nervous to freehand it, but it ends up being fine. So just winging it, you know. So each letter ends up taking about 2 coats to get them to look decent. Okay, and then I took sandpaper and just kind of roughed the whole thing up. That way it made the ease like vibe better with the whole thing. Like it just makes it look, you know, like it was meant to be like that. Anyway, and then I didn't like how cloudy that second E was still looking. So I took that brown and I just went in and touched up the edges because like I said, it looked so cloudy and I just didn't like it. So ends up looking really good though, I think, for being free-handed. I'm really proud of myself on this one. Okay, but before I show you guys the final reveal of this, I want to tell you guys today's video is part of Savannah from Savvy Crafts with Savannah and I's monthly challenge where we do Thrift Flip Thursday. And we try to do these videos like today's video where we take $10 or less of items from the thrift store and we flip them and we make videos. So if you are interested in that, or if you make videos, definitely join us. We'll have your video added to the playlist each month. And each month we also pick a co-host that can join us on our graphic, and we'll share you in our videos. And this month's video is Wendy from Wendy's Creative Space, and she will be linked in the description box, so definitely, in my description box, so definitely check her out. And also, if you don't make videos, definitely check out the playlist, the whole playlist, and it'll be linked in the description box as well. Okay, but here is the final reveal of the little box. I love how it turned out. For now, I just put a fake fern in it and styled it on my porch, but I'm not sure where I want to put it. I don't know if I want to leave it on my porch, or I thought about bringing it into my fireplace. But like I said, for now, I just set it out on the porch, and I think it looks super cute out there. Okay, and then on to the next little craft. I had this little sign on hand, but I got it for like 10 cents at our local Pack-A-Tans when it was going out of business. And I had already had it painted like that, so I'm not sure what colors those were. But if anyone has any questions about that, I can try to figure it out. And then anyway, I didn't like how cream colored it was, so I just dry brushed some white across it to make it look, I don't know, a little more white. Because I had that spindle there, you can kind of see off to the side, and I was going to attach it to this spindle, which the spindle is the part that's the thrift store item. That was like $1 or even less maybe at a thrift store. So anyway, all I did here was put a stencil on this little plaque sign thing. Chalk paste there was kind of dried out, so I struggled with this, but I made it work anyway. Okay, so I just used black for the wording part on this, and then I have a brown color from the chalk paste Magnolia company that I bought this from, and I used the brown for the truck, and I used a little bit of black on the tires. You can see there, I just kind of cleaned off my brush basically with the black on the tires. And then after I do the truck, I take a pink color and I do pink on the flowers. But I'll let you guys just watch this part. It's pretty quick, so you can see what I did here. And can't waste any paint. Gotta smash the lid on there. And disclaimer on this, I'm using a Dollar Tree paintbrush and a paper towel to put this on and wipe this off. Definitely don't you know, follow my lead here on this. Go look up Chalk Couture or Magnolia Design Co. That's what this stencil's from. But anyway, they probably have tutorials on how to do this all very properly and use the things that come with your stencils and all that. But I don't do that. Like I said, I'm horrible. I just use whatever I have around me, and I lose my stuff all the time. So anyway, don't do what I do. How does that saying go? Do as I say, not as I do, right? I think that's the saying. Okay, and then there you have it. Voila. And it looks so cute. And then I just took some brown and kind of dry brushed it across, and I kind of dry brushed some brown on those flowers because I thought they looked kind of funny. So anyway, and then I took a screw and my drill, and I screwed this sign into this spindle. And this screw was actually too long for the spindle, but you'll see here what I do in a second. I take a wood, I promise I know how to work a drill. It doesn't look like it here, but anyway, then I take a piece of wood because I knew the screw was going to go too far, and I went like that, so I didn't put a hole in my table. And then it was stuck in the wood, of course, but I got it out. And then I took these wire cutters, and I thought maybe I could cut it with those, but it didn't work at all. So then I took a hammer and I just beat it into the spindle. This is funny. Anyway, then I just smashed it in there, and it was fine. It doesn't stick out at all. Won't hurt you, you know. And this is actually, this sign is going, I should probably say this, is going outside in my flower garden, flower bed area. So I wasn't really too concerned about how perfect it looked, you know what I mean? If I was going to like sell this or keep it in my house, I would definitely maybe like do that properly with a screw that wasn't too long. But anyway, like I said, I just made a raffia bow there, and then hot glued it on, and I figured raffia was good for outdoorsy sign. So like I said, yeah, I added the raffia. You could also add the raffia to the bottom, like where the screw was. I think that would be cute too. For now, I just stuck it in my house and just showed you a picture of it right here, so you could see what it looked like. But yeah, I just love how it turned out. I think it's gonna look really cute outside. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and definitely check out the playlist today and check out everyone's thrift flips.